I'm going to apologize for three things. First, my appearance. I'm very scruffy, I know. Um, I had a really long night at work last night, and I wound up oversleeping today. So I've not really had a chance to shave or anything like that yet. I will do so, don't worry. Um, but I needed to get this recording done. Because, yeah, case number two came out um, a couple days ago, and the only thing I know, just from seeing the thumbnail, is that the CMC is involved. I don't know anything about it other than that. But yeah, I want to get case one finished so I can start on case two. I don't know if I'll start case two this weekend or next weekend. It might be next weekend. Considering though my internet has been being really, really bad recently, y'all probably won't be getting any of these videos for a while, unfortunately, which is really annoying to me. Um, because YouTube just doesn't want to hardly upload them. I mean, it'll upload them, but it'll take ages, and then either my computer crashes at some point. I need to try and figure out what's causing that. I think it's RAM. I think I just need to update my RAM. But I mean, I'll try and start getting Batman uploaded again. I need to finish the game. I still haven't done that. Um, I've gotten sidetracked doing this, and I'm really enjoying this. I'm not really a gamer. I enjoy playing games, and I enjoy playing them on the channel, but I haven't actually. I can count on one hand the number of games that I have finished in the last couple of years and have fingers left over. So, but watching stuff like this is more my thing. Which leads me to the second thing I want to apologize about, which is I may not have been talking or commentating as much as perhaps I should be uh, in the last recording session. I'm not sure. I still haven't watched through all the videos for that. I just clicked onto the last one that I recorded to make sure that the audio mix was right. Um, and yeah, I don't talk a lot. Again, though, it's just like I talked about before about commentating during games. Is that when there's a lot of dialogue, I don't want to talk over it. So and I'm new to reacting, so give me a little bit of a break there. I'm still trying to find the balance point between making the comments that I need to make and not talking over what I'm watching. Because I want to be able to hear it because I'm seeing this for the first time. I want to know what's going on. And I figure y'all probably have seen it before, so you don't necessarily need to see it again, but you might want to. um, Sometimes I've gotten annoyed in the past at reactors who talk over things, not necessarily because I want to hear them, but because I've seen it before, and I'm sure you have as well. Reactors who commentate too much, who talk too much, who talk over something, and you can tell that they completely missed something because they were busy talking. So I don't want to do that. I want to be able to catch what's going on, especially in something like this, where it's a mystery. You're trying to figure out what the hell happened. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what happened at this point, but I wouldn't put it past something like this to throw a twist at me. I mean, I remember the original had a couple twists towards the end of it. So, but yeah. The third thing I want to apologize for is that I'm going to be eating. I just got up like an hour ago and I haven't eaten yet. So, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be eating um, during this today. So, without further ado, uh, no, I need you to do this thing. This right here. Give me a moment. I'm trying to. Oh wait, I still have it set to. I need to not do that. Oh wait, if I'm right, and that's. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I was just Don't mind me, I was just being dumb. Okay, I'm gonna try and make myself a little bit smaller up in here. I mean, I shouldn't. And I know, again, I've said it, I'm doing this the other way around from how a lot of reactors would do it. I'm making the video too big. I know I need to not do that. In fact, can I alter? I think I can, yes. So now, if I shrink, well, no, see, now I'm still up here. I need to be on top. I'm trying to experiment while I'm doing this. I know that's not the best thing to do. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. No, I'm not gonna get rid of that. I need that. This. I need that selected. Can I? Hang on. Let me just look here. I may not be able to fix it this time. I'm not gonna waste too much time doing this. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna waste. Ooh, ooh, ooh. See, I feel like I have the right idea there with how I'm doing that. It's just not working how I want it to. I'll mess around with this at some other point when I'm not recording and try and figure out how to put the video I'm reacting to in the small window and me in the big one. It's probably simpler than I'm trying to make it, and I'm just being dumb or something. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, without further messing about, let's get back into this.
Court will now reconvene. Prince Blueblood, has the police brought the results of the hoofprint analysis?
Yes, they have, Your Honor.
Then please share your findings with the court. Well, don't just stand there looking irritated. Say something.
It's just as the defense claims. The footprints don't belong to either the defendant
It makes
or
me so
the
happy to
victim.
see him upset.
So, do they really belong to one of the other contestants in that fashion contest?
Yes, well, just as Princess Twilight requested, we compared the prints found backstage and on the catwalk to those of the contestants. Apparently, some observant pony down at Forensics noticed that only one contestant has any connection to any pony involved in this case. He checked their prints first and found a perfect match.
Oof.
Wow. Can I get that guy in all of my future cases, please?
You actually found a match? Then please tell us, whose hoofprints are they?
The hoofprint analysis has concluded that the one who left those hoofprints at the time of the crime was a mare by the name of Suri Polomare.
Just as we suspected.
Polomare?
So, Twilight was right after all.
So how's this going to be
During
twisted? This
the
last.
recess, she has just arrived and is waiting in the witness line.
This is an hour and a half long.
Then please,
What's
bring
gonna
her to the
happen here?
stand at once.
Name and occupation, please.
This is ridiculous. I was in the middle of something very important, and then the police barged into my apartment and demanded that I accompany them to the courthouse. Some nerve.
Witness, I would appreciate it if you would state your name and occupation for the record.
I need to finish my dresses before tomorrow. I'll be ruined if I don't finish soon. Can't you all see that I'm a very busy mayor? You don't just drop in on some pony like me and take me away from my duties, okay?
Did anyone bother to explain to her what
Name, occupation.
is going on here?
Fine.
And what she was
Sir
being
Polomer,
subpoenaed for?
I'm a fascist.
Miss Polo Bear, are you aware of why you are called to the stand today?
No, I am not. The police who showed up at my apartment didn't tell me a thing.
You are called here because you are suspected of murdering a costume designer by the name of Overall Concept.
What? Murder? I did no such thing. I'm too busy dealing with my own problems to commit something so heinous.
I see.
Really, Your Honor? That's all you have to say to that?
Well then, does the defense have any objections?
As shocking as it may sound, I do, Your Honor. Based on the analysis that the prosecution revealed, the hoof prints belong to Miss Polomer. She must have been the one who made them at the scene of the crime, which means she must also be the one who stole Overall Concept special fabric and murdered him.
A human is here to accuse me of something I didn't do. Don't make me laugh, okay?
Then how do you explain these hoof prints left behind?
Okay.
The analysis clearly shows that they're yours.
Now you listen here. I didn't commit any sort of theft or murder, but if it makes you feel any happier, I'll tell you what I was doing that night.
Okay,
You're
what were you doing?
Actually going to cooperate?
It's not like any of you are giving me a choice. Besides, I'm in the middle of something very important, so the sooner I get out, the sooner I can get back to work.
Well, we appreciate your cooperation, Miss Polo Bear. Now please testify
I
as
always
to your
pronounced it
whereabouts at
Polymer.
the time of the incident.
Wasn't that how they pronounced it in the series? Even though that kind of sounds like polymer, but you know.
I guess I can't really hide this. I was indeed at the play that night. It was during the intermission that I went to the dressing room to meet up with Coco. As soon as the second act started, I took a casual walk backstage.
Right.
I went up the catwalk, walked across, and went back down on the opposite side. I then went out the back door and left the theater before the incident happened.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
So, you admit that you were actually at the theater.
Don't act so surprised. I never denied that I was. Now look, I am in a hurry right now. I've said what happened. Can I go home now? I have more important things to do. Okay?
No, no.
Then you better
Nah,
hope I don't
nah.
find anything that makes you stay longer.
Indeed, Mr. Wright. You may now cross-examine the witness.
Yeah. There's one small problem. The hoof prints clearly paused right around the spot where the hanging happened.
I guess I can't really hide this. I was indeed at the play that night.
Hold it! You said you were busy earlier. Were you also this busy on the night in question?
Of course I was. I'm currently in a fashion contest and the dresses need to be finished soon. I'm not done yet, so I need all the time I can get to finish them. Like the time you're all wasting right now.
Is the contest really that important?
Of course it is. This contest can make or break a designer's career.
If this contest is such a big deal, why did you go to the theater?
I needed a break. I felt going to the theater would help me unwind. I knew Coco Palmel was working there, so
I know that
thought
voice.
I might as well give her a visit.
You met with
I'm
Miss
gonna
Palmel.
check the credits.
What
Because
exactly
I
were
know
you
that
doing
voice.
with the defendant, witness?
It was during the intermission that I went to the dressing room to meet up with Coco.
Hold
No,
it!
you didn't.
You went during the intermission.
I was late getting to the theater, so I couldn't make it backstage before the play started. When the play went on break, I figured it was the best opportunity to get backstage.
But aren't the staff in the theater guarding the stage? I find it hard to believe that they would let someone in the audience go backstage.
I've been to the theater many times, so the staff are quite familiar with
Right.
me. They just let me through.
Oh,
The
sure
staff
they
didn't
do.
mention anything about you going backstage.
That's probably because they had no reason to. I wasn't there when the
Okay.
film occurred, after all.
In that case, why didn't Miss Palmel mention anything about you?
Miss Pamel could have easily lied about any pony else being involved.
I find that very hard to believe. If she actually didn't want to get caught,
Trixie
as the
was so
murderer,
much a
she would have
better
mentioned a third
opponent,
party was
'cause
involved
by
right from the beginning. In fact, not
Sorry.
mentioning just that makes your previous theory rather unlikely. Why would my client try so hard to create false evidence and then not even bother to mention that a third party was there, especially if there actually was one there?
Who knows what the defendant was thinking? Unless you have a solid objection to this testimony defense, I suggest you move on.
Very well.
God, he
That
is such a
leads me to my next
whiny
question.
brat.
Why did you meet with Miss Palmel?
That is none of your concern.
Correction,
I
it is.
beg to differ. Your business with Miss Palmel has everything to do with this case.
Well, if it's that important, I was just there to visit her.
No, you weren't. She fucking
Visit
hates
her.
your ass.
For what?
Nothing in particular. Just to see her.
From what I hear, the two of you aren't exactly on good terms. Miss Palmel said she used to be your assistant, and she quit.
I'm going to
Our
apologize ahead of time for
professional
what I'm
history
about
is
to do.
relevant. I was just there to see her again for old time's sake and put everything behind us.
So, what did you talk about?
Nothing much. I was wondering how she was doing. She and her friend were just working on this fabric as we talked.
Special fabric? Did you know about the fabric prior to your visit?
No, I heard about this fabric. They let me have a look, and I even touched a bit. Very soft fabric, I should say.
So she felt the fabric. That would explain how she got paint on her hooves to make the hoof prints. As for the path itself, though...
Yeah.
As soon as the second act started, I took a casual walk backstage.
Hold it! Took a casual walk around?
Well, I was finished with our conversation, so I just figured that looking around backstage was a good way to unwind. The area was way bigger than I thought, so I couldn't help but wander around looking at everything. It reminded me of the last fashion competition I was in, and of seeing the models wearing my designs on stage. If only I had won the contest, I would... But that was months ago. I am far too busy to talk about my past accomplishments.
I'm
Or
sure
lack
you
thereof,
are.
According to Rarity and Coco. Couldn't you have just watched the show instead?
If I decided to watch the show, then I would have gotten too distracted to get back to work on my dresses. But I still was a little curious about the play, so I took a little peek. From a different perspective, you could say.
A different perspective.
I went up the
Interesting
catwalk, walked
choice of
across,
words.
and went back down on the opposite side.
Hold it! Went up to the catwalk.
I wanted to see the play for a short bit before I left. I must admit the height was very intimidating, but it sure was a great view.
But neither playwright nor the stage hooves mentioned anything about you going up to the catwalk. Why would they not mention you being backstage, especially since you're not part of the audience or the staff?
Objection! If you recall playwright's testimony, you would know that he was paying attention to the play. He only looked at the catwalk because he heard ponies running. This witness had no reason to make any sort of
That is
ruckus,
actually a fair point.
So it's possible that she went up to the catwalk quietly without any pony noticing, especially since backstage was dark at that moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't deny that. It would explain the hoof prints, but I don't believe that's the right explanation. It has to be something
The
else.
hoof prints
I'm
clearly
going
show
to
that she
her why
paused.
all of this is false.
Any final statements, witness?
I then went out the back door and left the theater before the incident happened.
Hold it! Just so we're all clear, you came in through the main entrance and left through the back door. And that's what you're saying.
Also,
That's correct.
Would you mind adding this to your testimony, for clarity's sake?
If it means I can leave soon, then fine.
you didn't even know that the
Witness
murder
will add
occurred,
this
apparently.
clarification to her testimony.
So how do you know you left before the incident occurred?
I entered the theater via the main entrance and left through the back door before anything even happened. Happy now?
Objection! Miss Polomare, there's a significant contradiction in your testimony.
What?
I see no such contradiction, human. Stop trying to force your reason.
Trixie
when
was
the trial's
better than
not
this
going in your
dickhead because I
favor.
remember towards the end
Huh,
of
like you're
the
going to
case
talk.
in
Mr. Wright, would you care
Turnabout
to
Storm.
explain this
Trixie was
contradiction to
actually
the court?
Certainly, Your Honor.
kind of
Suri
trying
claims
to
that she left the theater
help
before the
Phoenix
murder
in
took
a way,
place, and
because she
therefore
realized
has no connection
Gilda
to this
was...
case.
Who was it?
Well,
I think it was
have
Gilda
on
was
good faith
lying.
That this claim is a bold-faced lie.
And she actually didn't like it.
And what evidence do you have to support that statement?
Well, first, let's clear up a separate issue regarding Suri's movements that night. She mentioned that she entered the theater through the front, which was where the audience sat. I find that very odd.
Odd, but she was an attendee. That's where every pony goes when they enter the theater.
You're right, that's where the audience goes. That is, if you're actually a part of the audience.
Explain!
The witness said that she was late to the theater and arrived after the play had started. According to your own words, Prince Blueblood, the show in question was sold out around noon that day. It was actually Coco who purchased the last ticket and gave it to one of her friends as a gift. This means that if Miss Polomaire just went to the theater on a whim, she would have had no way to get through the front door to get inside the theater.
Order! Order! Witness, have you been lying to this court?
No, of course
Of
not.
course not.
I must have gotten confused. What with the stress of this competition. I bought my ticket a few days in advance, so I was still able to get into the theater without any problems.
Right.
Even if that were true, that doesn't solve the biggest issue with your claim.
There's another?
Oh yes, and this will be the one that will reveal just how closely connected you are with this case.
Please explain, Mr. Wright.
Of course, Your Honor. The police made sure to interrogate all 5,000 attendees in the theater. If you really had bought your ticket, then the police would have discovered your absence immediately.
Yeah.
They interrogated 4,999 members of the audience. That means the only possible explanation for this inconsistency is that you were never part of the audience.
No! This can't be!
Miss Polomaire, it seems more and more likely that you've perjured yourself. What do you have to say to explain this?
Isn't it obvious? I went back to my seat after I saw that it was raining outside.
Oh, and now you're
Jeez,
just
so why
digging
do you
it
think
deeper and
every
deeper, aren't you?
insignificant detail?
You went back to your seat. How did you do that?
What do you mean, how did I do that? I walked back through the stage wing and returned to the audience.
Objection!
You said you left.
Unfortunately for you, that is impossible.
Why?
If you recall, the stage wings were being watched during the second act of the play. There were stage hooves in the right wing, while playwright and his stage manager were in the left. Even if they could have somehow failed to notice the witness going to and from the catwalk, there's no way they would have missed her walking right past them.
Objection! But the right wing was empty following the incident. She could have made her way back to the audience at that point.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. I went back to my seat when the wing was empty.
Then the police obviously took your name down when they interrogated you, correct?
Tartarus with you, you filthy human!
Oh, shut up, Blue Blood.
Well, Prince Blueblood, was this witness among those who were interrogated?
No, she was not.
What? How dare you?
So, as we can see, the witness was not among those interrogated, the total number of which added up to a full house of 5,000. This, in addition to the glowing hoofprints, conclusively proves that Suri did not enter the theater as a member of the audience. She came in through the back door with the express purpose of stealing a roll of overall special fabric.
Witness, explain yourself at once! Witness?
So, this is how far the equestrian royalty have fallen, huh?
Oof.
How pitiful. You can't even protect a damsel in distress from being falsely accused.
Now see here, I am trying my hardest to help.
Shut up! I do not believe I gave you permission to speak.
Oh, good God.
Excuse me? I am a prince, I'll have you know. The nephew of Princess Celestia. You should treat me with the respect I deserve.
Respect? Don't make me laugh. A prince who uses the power he's borrowing from his aunt for no other purpose than to grant himself prestige among the elites of Canterlot
She's not wrong.
isn't some pony worth respecting.
How dare you?
Simmer down. The adults are talking now, okay?
Miss Polo Man, restrain yourself.
I have to
or you'll
admit,
be
I kind of like her now.
Jeez. And here I thought a pony couldn't get any more intimidating. Twilight?
What did she mean this is how far the equestrian royalty have fallen?
Huh?
Now, witness,
Twilight.
please explain to the court how you came to be at the theater on the night of the murder.
Fine, I admit it. I was not there as an audience member.
So you were lying to us.
Yes, I was.
Witness, what are you doing? You realize that lying to the court would make me look.
Shut up!
Shut
Why
up.
should I care about how it makes you look? I don't recall you actually helping me out.
I beg your pardon? You dare talk back at me, witness? In case you hadn't noticed, I'm trying to save your sorry flank.
Then how about you stop sitting on yours and make yourself useful for once?
Are you really challenging my patience?
Your patience? I've been trying to be patient ever since I got here, and I have no time to be patient. I have dresses to work on.
Order in the court! Witness, you've just committed perjury. But I will allow you an opportunity to clear the air. I suggest you take it rather than argue with the prosecution. Now, why would you lie to this court?
Maybe if you would all just be quiet for one moment, I can explain.
Explain?
Let's cut to the chase, shall we? You're trying to say that I stole the fabric and killed the costume designer, correct?
That's right. Uh-oh. Why do I have a bad feeling about what she's going to say?
If that's the case, then why wouldn't I have just left the theater after stealing it? I had no reason to stick around and murder overall, correct?
But what if he caught you trying to escape? You'd naturally want to stop him from catching you.
Stop him, perhaps? But there are several ways to do that without killing him, okay?
Okay.
Well, perhaps you had some sort of hidden connection to the victim that we don't know about yet.
In that case, Your Honor, I would like to testify regarding my connection to this pony overall concept.
Okay.
What are you doing, witness? I'm supposed to be the one to call for things like that.
Then how about you actually do your job instead of waiting for me to do it for you? Maybe if you were actually competent at your job, I wouldn't be standing here having my name dragged through the mud and my patience tested because of this human attorney's endless questioning. If you want something done right, you do it yourself. Ugh.
I'm gonna
I
remember
never
you said
rely on
that.
others to do work for me anymore. Like I always say, it's every pony for themselves in the big city.
Bitch.
Well then, witness, please testify.
I like her
to the
when she's
court
cutting
about
into
your
blue blood, otherwise I
connection
don't
to
like
the
her at all.
victim.
I admit, I wasn't part of the audience. I noticed that the tickets were sold out, so I figured I'd come in the back door. The reason I came to the theater was to visit Coco Palmel and nothing else. It was then that I first met Overall Concept. After my visit, I left the theater. I had no reason to kill the victim.
So, is that all you have to say, witness?
It's literally almost a
What
repetition
else
of
can
her
I
first
say?
testimony.
That's all that happened.
It's quite a short testimony for us to dissect.
Then all I need to do is press for more information. She's bound to reveal something.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination.
I admit, I wasn't part of the audience.
Hold it! You acknowledge that you willingly trespassed in the theater.
Yes, but it wasn't as if I was gonna harm somebody. Besides, it's not like any of you have ever trespassed before.
There's a big difference between a cow ranch and a big city theater, you know. Were you planning on buying a ticket?
What?
I planned to, but I noticed that the tickets were sold out, so I figured I'd come in the back door.
Hold it! Were there no other entrances in the theater?
The only one I knew was the back door.
And there were no ponies guarding the back door?
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be in this mess if there were guards in the back to stop me, wouldn't you say?
Point taken. So what did you do once you went inside?
The reason I came to the theater was to visit Coco Palmel and nothing else.
Hold it!
How long have we been going?
Why did you want to visit Miss Palmel?
I'm going to cut this recording here. I just realized how long we've been going for. It's about half an hour, so that's a good place to stop. And I'll be coming back and returning to it shortly. I know I've not been giving like an intro or outro to any of the videos in this because it's all one big recording block, and I also don't have a proper intro or outro set yet. But, you know, I don't know. I'm just a filthy casual, what can I say? I'll see you in the next video, I guess.
Open your eyes, life is all around you, don't have to be so alone. Take a good look at this world you found and breathe, now you're finally home.